project in Alaska. So you put 1, 2, and 3 together, and what do you see?
Obviously, a conscious effort to reconfigure and head in a different direction. But look, Joe Biden, when he got elected, he said he was going to be the guy who was going to bring us together. He was going to govern from the middle. He was going to be the president for Republicans and Democrats, and he didn't sound like a far-left guy. But for the first 2 years, he's really been placating the base, and I think he's obviously made the decision that that's not working for him, and his approval ratings are pretty low, and so he has to go back and fight for that middle.
Does that dispel any thought that he will not run for a second term?
It would give me, and I mean, I don't know what he's going to do, but it would give me more reason to say he looks like he's gearing up for a campaign.
Yeah. And he's trying to play on the Willow Project. He's doing that while at the same time taking huge swaths of Alaska and the Arctic off the table for energy exploration. On the very same day that we just did a segment with General Jaquin showing that Iran and Saudi Arabia are going to work with China, and this probably has something to do with energy resources.
And that's probably the biggest concerning thing about everything we just talked about. China is a huge enemy, us leaving a void there, them getting together with Saudi Arabia, with Iran about to have nuclear capability. They're very close to 90% enriched uranium. It's really scary.
Governor, thank you. Come on back.
Great to see you too. Thank you.
More to discuss.
Thank you.
Thank you, Larry Hogan. I mentioned this a moment ago. The AP now reporting President Biden will approve this controversial oil drilling project that will anger the left. It's called the Willow Project. It would allow oil drilling in at least parts of Alaska. Expected to face fierce opposition from a key part of his base. Grady Trimble's on that story. Fox Business Live from the North Lawn. Grady, good morning.
Good morning, Bill. President Biden, just in the last half hour or so, officially giving the green light to the Willow Project, a huge and hugely controversial oil drilling project in Alaska. But at the same time, the Biden administration is putting new restrictions on oil and gas drilling in that state. It's unclear whether the Interior Department approved the scaled-back version of this massive oil drilling project. ConocoPhillips, though, says it would create 2,500 construction jobs, 300 permanent jobs, and generate $17 billion in revenue for the federal government. But as you mentioned, environmental activists have been pushing back against it. A viral TikTok campaign sought to block the Willow Project. These newly announced restrictions in other parts of Alaska's oil reserve are seen as an attempt to appease those environmentalists. They'll limit oil and gas drilling on 16 million acres in Alaska and the Arctic Ocean. Republicans, though, have long supported the project as a move toward greater energy independence in the United States. Here's Senator Bill Cassidy just before the approval this morning.
It should go forward as long as it meets those environmental standards. For too long, we're trying to push to Venezuela and Saudi Arabia, produce the oil that we need, as opposed to produce it here with our environmental standards and creating jobs for American workers. Let's do it.
ConocoPhillips initially wanted 5 drilling pads as part of the Willow Project. Then the Bureau of Land Management put forward a proposal for 3 drilling pads. So it's unclear, guys, which of those proposals has officially been approved this morning, according to the Associated Press.
Well, thank you, Grady. Nice to see you. A lot going on there. The White House already early today.